Hello, Earle Pughe here from Music Maker Foundation. Music Maker put out a book entitled Song Keepers recently. It's a great book. It's got photography and information, and it comes with 4 CDs. You should buy this for the 4 CDs. Every track is a classic track. This is the song If I Could Hear My Mother. It's the Etta Baker arrangement. It's a traditional tune. Etta plays this in the key of C, very Piedmont key. She plays it with an alternating bass. And she uses one finger on the picking hand. She will rest her other fingers 2 and 3, sometimes on the guitar top and sometimes not. When she puts them on the guitar top, this will change the tone. It makes the guitar a little bit less bright and a little bit less loud. And so I don't think it's an accident when she puts those fingers down. She's doing this to get an effect. So the song uses 3 chords. It uses a C chord, standard C chord, fingers 3 on the 5th string, 2 on the 4th string, 1 on the 2nd string, but she will move that 3rd finger on beat 3 on some of the C measures. So it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was with the thumb only. Now, sometimes she will brush with the thumb, so she could go. But both of these she does as she feels the music warrants it, so it's inconsistent. So she's not playing a really predictable pattern. Makes it much more interesting, but it makes it tricky to do a straight cover of it. She will also use an F. Etta tends to thumb over on the F. I can't do that. Well, at least on this guitar, it's got a wide neck, so I'm going to play the bar F. But it'll be with only fingers 1, 2, 3 either way, so that the 4th finger is loose. She wants to be able to get a D note on the 2nd string. So, so the only finger that moved on the fingering hand is the 4th finger there. The thumb alternated from 6 to 4 on the F. That's pretty consistent. Now, Etta uses an interesting G7. She wants it to be a G7, but she needs a D melody note. So we can't put the F on the 1st string. So Etta puts it on the 4th string. So you've got the 2nd finger on string 6 on a G, the 3rd finger on string 4 on an F, and then you can get the D note on string 2 with the 4th finger. And she will brush with the thumb on beats 2 and 4. And so you get this dissonance in the middle of the chord there. You've got harmony in whole steps. In general, she starts on the root on 1, then So you get the root on the 1 and also sometimes on the 3. But sometimes on the G7, she's going to start on the F and sort of do reverse alternation. So she's going from a higher string to a lower string. So we'll break the tune down now 1 or 2 measures at a time. So there's a pickup note. So on beat 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's an octave, G on the bottom, open G. Then I'm holding down the C chord with a G on the bottom because the next thing that's going to happen is 2 C's, and that way I'm all set up for it. So now the 3rd finger goes back to the 6th string, and we get the G melody note. Then we're back to that C. Now the thumb, we go up to the 4th string, so we get the E. And then in this next measure, the 3rd finger will stay on the C. So the thumb by itself in those 2 measures was. And the melody by itself was. When we put them together, it's 1, 2, 3. And now we're to the F chord. So as I said, Etta will thumb over. I'm going to play the bar F. The thumb is going to alternate from string 6 to string 4. And the melody will be on strings 2 and 3. So if we put them together. And now we're back to the C, and the 3rd finger is going to move. But there was a kind of a neat little trick at the end. So we went, the thumb went 1, 2, 3, 4, and the finger played 1, 2, 3, 4, and so we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, and. We're back to the C chord. The thumb is going to alternate. So we're going to play the root on 1, C, then brush, then move the 3rd finger and the thumb to the 6th string, and then brush on strings 4 and 3, and then again. But now the thumb will play the open G. The melody is. So if we put the 2 together, now when I have the thumb go up to that G and the open E on top, I'm going to let go. I think Etta does too. So that's a great trick. Gives us time to transition from one chord to another. So if we add the 2 parts together, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're at the G7. Finger 2 is on the 6th string on a low G. Finger 3 is on the 4th string on an F. And finger 4 is on the 2nd string on a D. And the melody, it's just D's and E's. Sorry, then there's a sort of a G to lead us into the next line. And the thumb is going to alternate from 6 to brush 4 and 3, 6, 4 and 3. But now a similar trick. She knows she's going to change chords, so she can get a little piece of a G, thumb on the open D, finger on the G note, gives us time to get back to a C chord. So if we put the two parts together, now we're back to the C chord. So we're now on the third line. This is measure 9. Standard fingering on the C, but the third finger is going to move. Sometimes her alternation on the thumb is, and sometimes it's. So on this first measure, she's starting off with octaves. So both parts are playing C's, then both parts are playing G's, and then C's again. Sort of sounds a bit like a march because of that. But then the thumb will catch the E, and we've got a different melody note. So the melody was. And the bass line is. And if we put the two parts together, now we're to a measure of F. It's exactly the same as it was on the first line. And now we're going back to the C, and it's going to have that same trick with the pull off. So if we put those two measures together, now we're back to a C. We're going to hit the two C's, then do that same pull off. That pull off is from A to G on the third string. So here the thumb doesn't do a strict alternation. We hit 1, it doesn't hit 2, it hits 3 on the C again, then the E, then we hit the C, then we hit the E, it doesn't hit 3, and then it's going to go to a G, but this G note, it's really anticipating the G7 chord. So I want to play that with my third finger, and so that then I can catch the rest of that G7. So the melody so that was on the C chord, putting both parts together. Now the thumb is going to, we've got that interesting G7 chord. The thumb has already hit the G on beat 4, so it's going to hit the F on beat 1 and the D, and she holds this. And she plays with the time a little bit. She drags it out for drama. And so it's just those two notes, the F and the D. So but this note is still ringing through from the previous measure. So it's 1, 2, 3. Then 2 open strings. Once again, that allows us time to get back to a C chord. Now, the first time through, she plays an extra 2 beats in this measure of C. So it's a C melody note. Which lasts 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Kind of have a little rest. 4, 5, and then on 6 we will play the high G. That's leading us into the B section. So that measure of C, it starts. The thumb starts on a middle C. Brushes. Third finger and the thumb move to the 6th string. Got a brush on 4 and 3, then 5 and 3. So it's and then it would be start the next section. So that entire 4th line. and that was the first note of the next line. So I'll do the, so this tune is a 32 bar tune. It has an AABA form. So the first two lines and the lines 1 and 2 and lines 3 and 4 are each sections by themselves, and they're very similar. And then lines 7 and 8 will be very similar. Lines 5 and 6 are unique to themselves. The first 16 measures, 1, 2, 3. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on the first 16 measures of Etta Baker's If I Could Hear My Mother. I'll do the next 16 measures in a video shortly. So please check back, and please check out the Music Maker's website and YouTube pages. There's a lot of great material there that is just unavailable anywhere else. So it's a great way to broaden your horizons. Thank you very much, and have a good week.